So this is the coin mechanism that I've started building for the pinball machine project. It's just about fully functional. A couple parts missing, a bunch of wiring missing. But so it's being designed to accept either bottle caps or 3D printed token, which is a little hard to see right now. I gotta work on cleaning that up a little. It's an outline of a pinball machine, and then says MCK. But it's designed to accept either bottle caps, 3D printed token. So once you insert into player 1 or player 2, depending on the game you want to play on the machine, once you insert your bottle caps, then you'll press the start button. It takes over, it cycles. It now knows it's on player 1. It will tell the appropriate components on the machine to go into player 1 mode, which is nothing but another timing wheel unit like you've seen before on some of the other components. So timing wheel. Difference with this one is on player 1 disc and player 2 disc, it's actually designed to accept the bottle cap or the 3D printed token. Doesn't matter which way you load it in, either one accepts them. And then the actual timing disc units that have the adjustable notches on them, which are 2 of them are not in use yet. I still have to set those up. Momentary push button with a light, 12-volt relay, double pull, double throw. One of the geared motors that I've used, 10 RPMs, 12 volts. Bank of switches. Override switch, so for some reason you need to clear it out, you can. So just ejected the coins, so coins, tokens. Once it does a full rotation, it dumps them out to the bottom, which will be a tray. Catch them all. Like everything else in the system, designed to plug in, so it could be plugged in, unplugged for maintenance, whatever. And since this is the coin door hinge on here, I still have to draw out a hole here for a lock. I haven't decided if I'm going to 3D print something custom or just buy something, that's already pre-made. I don't know. I need to have something there so it can't just easily open. These little cutouts here, I have lenses that are going here, and the plan with those is when you drop in your tokens and you press start, player 1 will light up and it will say player 1, and then if you have a token loaded in for player 2 and the system rotates over, then player 1 will turn off and it'll go to player 2. Still playing with that, so we'll see what happens. So player 1, system just rotates. Hit the manual override here, because normally through the plug that's here on the system, it would get input from some of the other components on the machine that will tell it once player 1 has finished player 1's game or has gone through all their turns. Then it would normally tell the system to go ahead and rotate the components here, the wheels. And when it would start rotating, it would automatically stop on player 2 if player 2 has put in their token. But since there was only a player 1 on this, it just cycles all the way through and dumps out the token. Now, I can't. I'm not able to have certain functions function that would be expected. So, on your typical game or any pinball machine you probably have seen, you wouldn't have a start button on here. But since I'm dealing with the bottle caps, they don't have any weight to them. So, trying to have a bottle cap go in there and trigger a switch that tells the system that, oh, a token has just been loaded, I couldn't make it work. So on mine, let's see. Hope nobody got seasick there, or camera sick. So once again, since the bottle caps don't have any weight to them, to have the bottle cap load in and trigger the system, I just have no way of doing that. Not with the type of components I'm working with. If I was dealing with, modern day transistors and like some kind of photo system that, the bottle cap would pass in front of a light and, basically the beam would get broken and trigger the system, I could do that. But since I went old school, that wasn't an option. So you would just drop in your bottle cap and then press start to tell the system, to start. I guess kind of like if you're playing a modern day video game, funny enough. Now, since there is the start button on here, what happens if you press the start button without loading a cap in there or a token? Well, nothing's going to happen. Well, let me rephrase that. Something will happen, but you're not going to get a game. So let's just say you didn't load anything in there and you decide you want to play a free game and you just press the start button. The system cycles through the whole setup, detects nothing got loaded in, goes back to start. So, cycling through, nothing detected, gets back to its start position, no game. Gotta load in your token, and you see it didn't cycle all the way because it detected a bottle cap in there, or, one of these tokens. And then, the system, of course, does its thing. So I guess if someone has questions about this, leave it in the comments. I don't really want to get too in-depth on how the system works because it's been my experience. Most of what I'm working on, nobody understands. Sorry. At some point, I probably will make stuff available. Electrical diagrams, parts that are needed. A lot of what I'm working on, I will make, the 3D printed files available, but not on all the parts. But on a lot of the stuff, when I do make it available, there will be some kind of electrical diagram to go with it. But a lot of the components I'm working on are so intertwined that without building 50% of the system, components are just not going to work. Come on, focus. Guess it's not going to focus. So, there'll be more videos on this. There'll be another one pretty soon here showing the mechanism loaded into the machine. So, talk to you next time.